of intellectual thought leaders and beautiful people in this hall, and I would like to welcome you all on behalf of KSLC in this 5th Leadership Conclave. I would like to congratulate and compliment KSLC, which is the brainchild of Ms. Pallavi Prakash ji, who is the most instrumental person in this hall, and her strength and her soulmate, Prem Prakash ji also. I am privileged and honored to be part of this distinguished conclave, and I would like to introduce myself in a brief that, I believe in we have to be agile, not fragile. I believe that the aim, the motto with which I live up in my life is, the aim is not to live forever in this life, but to create something which will. I'm an academician, I'm an educator, and you know that academics is all about talking, talking, and talking. Corporate is all about doing, doing, and doing. So being a leader in my organization, my role is to bridge the gap in between these two domains and give the innovative, transformative, and holistic education to my students so that they can build the powerful nation in future. The topic which I am going to touch upon, that is meeting the challenges of leadership in the age of disruption. As we all knows that time is too tough. A lot of obstacles, a lot of turbulences are in front of all of us. So we need to understand why it is important to have good leadership right now. It is being said by Apple, the people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who actually do. So I too believe in this. And as per my context, this is on my story that I'm telling you, the leadership for me is not about a title you hold or a position you are in, but it's all about impact, influence, and inspiration. Impact involves the results, what results you are attaining in your organization or in your education sector or whatever field you are. It is all about influence, which you create, is about spreading the passion of your work, and that's what inspires the people around you. So if you are able to inspire people around you, you are a leader. That leader can be your grandfather, your leader can be your father, that leader can be your mother in your family itself. So important thing is 3 I's: impact, influence, and inspiration. So as per my thought, as per my point of view, leadership is like parenting your followers with your new ideas, with your vision, and with the solutions of their problems. So if you are able to solve their problems, then you can be a wonderful leader, a transformative leader for them. But in the context, it is very important. Why it is very crucial in this present time, in this scenario? Because there was a very famous writer, Peter Drucker, into the organization behavior. He said, only 3 things happen naturally in the organization: friction, confusion, and underperformance, which cannot be handled by leadership, but everything else requires leadership. Why? Now the question comes, why leadership is required? Because if you have a strong, above average, transformational leadership in your organization, you can change the fortune of your company. You can change the fortune of your country. You can change the fortune of your family also. So as for Dr. John Carter, Harvard leadership expert, he has said that maintain that successful organizations, transformations are 70 to 90% attributable to leadership ability. So it's very much important that what kind of leadership you are prevailing in your organization. What are the challenges right now? So, we were talking about the relationship, we were talking about the relevance, we were talking about the rigor. But, at present time, there are very important turbulences in front of all of us, which are disruptions actually. These are the frontier technologies, guys. These frontier technologies are artificial intelligence. Things are going into automation, cloud computing, virtual reality, robotics, blockchains, distributed ledger technology, nano, neuro, technology is going on a fast pace. The paradigm is shifting, paradigm is changing on a very fast pace. We cannot imagine, we have the self-driven cars in the society, in the context, we cannot think about it, 10 years back, but right now, time is changing. As per the World Economic Forum report, they are saying that what is this present scenario of jobs, the future of jobs, this is the report. So it is saying the percentage of total task hours performed by machines in 2017 were 29%. And gradually in 2022, it is going to be 42%. And within 2 to 3 years, it is expected that this is going to be transformed, converted into 52%. That means more than 5,000 million jobs are going to be obsolete. They are going to be vanished in the society. So we need to be prepared. We need to be agile enough. We need to be, very innovative in that context. For that very purpose, I want to show you a small video. Just watch it. And you see where we are.
You're among the 3% of people that understand that the future of work is going to look very different from what it is now. So keep watching. Let's see where we're heading. It's also exciting, right? Siri will recognize your voice even if you're 5 meters away from your phone. That new chatbot feels totally real. Self-driving cars are no longer fiction. You can analyze your DNA. You tried flying that drone for the first time.
We are in the world of Siri
thinking of
and
buying
Alexa.
a smart speaker to make your life so much easier. A few years from now, and that's something like 3 years, not 30, artificial intelligence, robotics, machine learning, mass 3D printing, biotechnology, chatbots, virtual reality, deep learning, drones, augmented reality, smart objects will all be deeply enrooted in our everyday lives. Just like computers, phones, or electricity are for us today. Oh well, is this really gonna happen? And if it does, you'll adapt when the time comes, right? Life is good. You love your job. You've been working for this established company for a few years. You're comfortable in your position. You know what you're good at. People like you, and that last presentation you gave got you some amazing reactions. You're safe with your company. In the meantime, you see an article or two speculating on the future of jobs. McKinsey published a report stating that 45% of all current tasks could be automated with present technology. The World Economic Forum estimates that 33% of jobs in 2020 don't even exist yet. But what do they know, right? You've got time.
43% jobs are going to
just
obsolete.
introduced self-cashier machine. You're at the airport checking in luggage. What the heck happened to all the real people at the check-in desk? Gone. Replaced by machines. But it's only the low-skilled jobs, right? Nope, think again. In 2012, there were 150,000 humans working on Wall Street. 3 years later, automation has cut that number down to 100,000. That's 1/3 gone. But it's only the mathematical and scientific jobs, right? Nope, think again. This Japanese insurance company, Fukuoka Mutual Life Insurance, is already replacing all its human insurance claim workers with an AI system that will handle customers more efficiently. See these articles? They're written by algorithms, and we can't tell the difference with human written content. And thinking of converting yourself to being an online poker player? Too late. There's an AI that can already beat humans at it. Most journalists, tax consultants, marketeers, technicians, knowledge workers, lawyers, even the person editing this video right now
Robots are going to enter into our kitchen. Robots are going to enter into our medical system also. Gradually the doctors are going to, write the prescription within 30 seconds or 1 minute only, because the whole process will be done by the machines
itself.
itself.
10 million developers out there using increasingly simple and cheap technology to build new products and services. Some as young
I think some problem is in the video. But the purpose of this video is very clear, that what is going to be the future of jobs. So that is why we need to upgrade, update, and upskill ourselves. Then only we are going to survive in future. So this is again, research from World Economic Forum. They are saying what are the 10 emerging skills, 10 emerging jobs which are going to rock in the future. These are the data analysts and scientists, people who are expert in AI, people who are expert in learnings, people who are expert in general and operational management, managers who are good in sales and marketing, who are good at data analytics, those who are good in business analytics, those who are good in new technologies. It's all about smart technologies. Everybody is using smart technology. Our kids, they are using Fitbit. Again, they are into hints of this smart, upgrowing technology. So in the corporate, in the normal world, when we talk about the challenges, there are very big 4 challenges which are known as VUCA. VUCA stands for volatility, which is known as dynamism of change, uncertainty, when things, you cannot predict the future, That is a big challenge in front of all of us. Complexity, complex things are there, very ambiguous, very complex, complicated things are happening and you have to manage, you have to give the solutions of that. So they are the challenges actually. Ambiguous system, mixed meanings of conditions, cause and effect, confusions, and very little time. Nowadays, the leaders are going to have too little time. And within that too little time, they have to manage the people as well as the power. Whatever power they have, whatever followers they have to manage anyhow with those limited resources. So what are the challenges? In short, I'm going to just go through with these slides. This is developing managerial effectiveness, about which various speakers have been talking about. If you want to increase the effectiveness of people, you have to be agile. You have to be prepared. Next is inspiring others. You have to anyhow inspire others, then only you can get things done by them. Developing employees, it is very important. If your workforce, if your employees are not working well, then how you can imagine, how can you touch the niche performance and how you can go to the pinnacle of success. Leading a team, guiding change, managing internal stakeholders and politics, government, and overall society. So, now, what is the solution? How we can handle all such challenges? The solution comes to, if you want to lead others, invest at least 40% of your time in leading yourself. So this is the research done by us. We have gone through the questionnaires, we have gone through the proper research, and we came to know that if individually we all, not only the few leaders of the corporates, but we all will start investing our time on self-leadership. If we start investing our time on self-learning, then we can make the change. We can bring the change in the society which we expect. What are the formula? What is the process by which we can change, we can bring this change? The first thing is self-awareness through checking. Awareness, be aware about your strengths, weaknesses. If I'm not wrong, few of the speakers they talked about, we need to keep a check on ourselves. What are our strengths, what are our weaknesses, and we need to work on those weaknesses so that those weaknesses can be converted into our strength in the organization. Next step into self-learning and self-leadership is self-reflection. It is all about through judging, at least in a day. If we start analyzing ourselves, what we have done in the whole day for at least for 2 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes, and jot down the things, what we have earned, what we have done. And if I'm not wrong, ma'am has talked about NLP, she has talked about, personality, she has talked about calmness. This calmness is all about judging yourself, where you are confining yourself. Next is self-regulation. It is all about reframing yourself, what is on your priority list. Fix your jobs as per your priority, what is important for you, for your professional life. If we start doing things in that way, then we can change our personality, we can become a transformative leadership. So there are a few traits which I think our eminent speaker has talked about. Guiding vision, if a leader is a visionary, if he has passion, integrity, honesty, trust of his followers, curiosity, risk, charisma. We had a whole session on charismatic personality, charismatic leadership. This charisma is something which is very important for being a leader. Listening, I remember there was an interview of Satya Nadella and somebody asked, what is your success mantra for a good leadership? And he told that, I believe in listen more, talk less, and be decisive when time comes. So it is all about leadership. Dedication is at most important. If you're not dedicated towards your work, you cannot impress, you cannot inspire people, your followers in the organization or in the society itself. I want to put some, example over here, like there is a, wonder boy his name is Ritesh Agrawal. You all knows from Oyo Rooms. He's just 25 years old and he is running his organization like anything. He is earning more than $4 billion of revenue from his organization. His presence is not only in India, but he reached to China. I mean, he has more business in China than India. And that too, when he started that concept he took that concept from Airbnb. a very famous organization from US, and he conceptualized his concept, his organization, he started his business, lead the business in front, and he reached to such a position, which is something, a very big success story. Same way, there are so many stories. If you have heard about the WeChat, WeChat is a platform which is a unicorn, and it is earning more than $100 billion of revenue, and which is the biggest platform right now. And this revenue he started earning within the span of 3 to 4 years, which is something remarkable, which is something appreciable. So there are companies, there are leaders who are leading their organization in such a way. Numbers are many. The moment we'll start exploring, you can name the Paytm, the Ola, the Amazon, if I'm not wrong, there are so many companies like Uber, Alibaba, Ola. They come on the nearby to 500 Fortune companies. Now, the solution. I think our chief guest is with all of us. So I'll just, brief it out with my presentation. So what is the solution of, such problems, such challenges in our leadership environment? When we are dealing with Alexa, when we are dealing with Siri, when we are dealing with smart devices, then, mind-boggling concepts are coming up. What to do, how to do it, how to handle it. So the solution of my solution to this VUCA word is how I converted it. I converted this volatile environment into vision, that uncertainty into understanding. If a leader has a strong vision, if a leader is very confident, he is able to convert this uncertainty into understanding. Because a leader who will understand his employees or stakeholders or customers, then only that leader can predict the behavior and control their behavior. So it is very important to understand that how we can convert this VUCA environment. The C stands for complexity, but if we convert this complexity into clarity of thoughts, if we convert this complexity into collaborative approach, join hands together, go ahead into team, then we can handle this complex problem, this turbulence, which is known as complexity. Next, A stands for ambiguity, but now we can convert this ambiguity into agility. If we become agile into our functions, if we, accept the things, acceptance is also a very important thing. In any environment, we start accepting the things, think, more and more, and be agile to solve the problems, we can convert this VUCA environment. So this is what a chart, a brief, you can understand. The VUCA was known as volatile, uncertainty, complex, and ambiguous. And my way out, after the research, I found that this VUCA, this V can be converted into vision. If you have clear vision, you can create value to your organization. Uncertainty can be very easily handled by understanding and uniqueness. If you are unique in your organization, if you are a unique leader, then you can lead in the environment. Complexity can be handled with clarity and collaboration. Ambiguous situation can be handled with agility and acceptability. These are the top 10 skills, again, given by World Economic Forum. What are the 10 top skills which are going to lead the environment? They are complex problem solving. If you are a good problem solver, you can lead, you can touch the pinnacle of success. If you are good in critical thinking, creativity, people management, very important element, people management. If you're able to handle people, yes, you can handle the organization very well, because organizations are all about humans. Humans are all about, they convert into social beings and social organizations, or the team, or the groups. Emotional intelligence, judgment and decision making. So, you need to be decisive. If you are decisive, then yes, you have a lot of scope in future. Negotiation skills, cognitive flexibility. It is all about fluidity. You need to be flexible in your life. You cannot be rigid. If you are flexible, you are, fluid in your functions, yeah, definitely future will be yours. Some other traits which I, discovered through the research and studies, through various theories, they are empathy. Leaders should be empathetic. He or she should have good negotiation skills, conflict resolution. He or she should be able to handle the conflict very well. Persuasion, assisting, caring, that means mentoring. We are talking about mentoring. If I'm not wrong, few of the speakers, they were talking about mentoring, guiding people. Sharing, and ultimately, I can summarize it into 3 things: relationships, relevance, and rigor. A leader needs to follow these 3 R's. Relationships are very important because a machine can go ahead, but your human skills will be yours only. So, humans are at par. They have human skills, they have emotional intelligence, they have spiritual intelligence, which these machines cannot have. So that is why we on a greater side. But the important thing is, if we keep on updating, upgrading, and upskilling ourselves, then only we can nimble and when we can be agile. So it is, all interconnected. To be a good leader, there is one example which I really want to quote that is related to leaders always eat last, from Alibaba. Jack Ma is not actually the CEO. This is the real example of uniqueness. I mean, in 2013, he just dropped the job he quit from the company as a position from CEO. He is the face of company, but this is his uniqueness. He's mentoring, he's guiding, he's giving, all the necessary requirements for the company. He is handling all the problems. But this is the basic quality of a leader, because, leader is a person who always be at the background. Leader is a person, he or she come out whenever his or her team requires. So leader is a person who is like a parent for his followers. So with these lines, I would like to summarize my presentation, and hope that let's make an innovative leadership our target, and together we will bring the change in this VUCA environment. And I hope once again, that, down the line, 10 years down the line, if somebody will ask about who was the leader who inspires you, the answer would be you and me. Thank you.